Hello, today we will be playing Where the Demon Lurks. As you see on the screen, there's an MC, and he is the CEO of the Demon World. In this VN, there's a heaven, there's a mortal realm, then there's a hell. When people die, if they're worthy of heaven, they go to heaven. If they're not worthy of heaven, they suffer in hell for all eternity. And he runs the demon world as a CEO. It's one kind of like a company. Well, the paperwork on the desk of him being called CEO. I guess in some ways you can say he's kind of like Satan, since he's in charge of hell. Maybe we're gonna start now. A bloody white light tears a hole through the middle of the office room. The demonic light caresses the countless books held against the walls, tomes that have surely outlived the duties of many a demon lord. Though for all the secrets and worlds kept between their pages, you had seen enough of them. The light wilts apart further, a portal from which you step out into the otherwise fairly regular room. A glass bookshelf to your left is bathed in a red-hued light, reflecting your figure. If the horns, the yellow iris, and the blue flame over your head did not already give it away, you are a demon. Reaching the edge of the desk, you drop your hand against the hardwood and drag it along the surface until you take a seat behind the table. Today you begin your reign over the spawns of the underworld as the almighty judge of the world's sinners. Today you will make a mark on the world. Another portal opens up in the middle of your office. The familiar portly demonic gut mouth sticks out first, eventually followed by the dark, bullish figure you know as Vendre, the right-hand demon of every single demon lord thus far in the flesh. His shirt is so prominently tucked into his pants, you wonder how long he spends checking himself out in the mirror every day. The demon's slow gait, combined with his slightly raised chin, exudes confidence. If you didn't know better, you'd think he owned the place, commanded the room with his eons of experience. Despite your place as the demon lord, you can't help but acknowledge that this demon is older, wiser, and holds just as much power as you do. Congratulations, my lord, on your first day in office. Today you will be having an orientation. I went ahead and got your name card ready. Please check if your name is spelled correctly, my lord. All you have to do is think of your name, and the ink will solidify. Please don't turn it into Sir Buttface like you did in your youth. The portly demon hands you a small rectangular piece of plastic. On the top there is the title Demon Lord Probation. Below in black ink is the name Kobu. Is the name on the tag correct? Click enter to confirm your choice. Is Kobu correct? Yes. The black ink glows white and solidifies upon the name card. Excellent. Now we have a ground to cover. Vendre snaps his fingers at a large file labeled Demon Lord Orientation appears between his hands. The file is big enough to be classified as a weapon. You feel sick to your stomach by the mere sight of it. Vendre, is this really necessary? I basically spent half my life around here. Yes, and the other half on Earth, where you still have been studying our rules and regulations. Am I going to be getting sass from you the entire time we're working together? You do know I'm the boss now, right? Forgive me, my lord. It is just that there is so much on the line, and I must assure that as your right-hand demon the underworld's affairs run smoothly. After all, your father left his greatest legacy to you, this kingdom and all its inhabitants. Your shoulders fall from the weight of Vendre's words. Yeah, he did a lot for the underworld. That's why I want to get straight to it. I got big plans for the underworld, you know. Get a think tank going on with the other generals. Maybe pick their brains out about what they think needs improving. Vendre wants his forehead and frowns. With all due respect, the underworld got to where it is after years of meticulous work by your father. I'm sure all the demons are fine with how things are, so you don't need to rush in and start chasing things up. Just maintain the place is ready. Just maintain the place is already good work. No, I disagree. The underworld is great and all, but there's always room for an upgrade. Isn't that part of keeping the underworld running well too? Either way, the other generals are already scheduled to meet you after orientation and give a personal presentation on their job scopes. That sounds so stuffy. It's the way things have been done during your father's time. That's how we orient our new recruits. Just be glad you get the live presentation, not the pre-recorded ones. I don't want to come off as one of those snooty bosses that hides behind his desk all the time. It'll be good to meet the generals in person and show them unrelatable and posable. I remind you, my lord, this is a workplace, not a social club. And let me remind you, who's the one wearing the demon tag. He's wearing the demon lord tag. And let me remind you who's the one wearing the demon lord name tag. Vendre raises a finger to retaliate, but pulls it back. He frowns slightly, but to you, he's always frowning. Very well, I'll inform them that you will be visiting and that they are to explain the full extent of their work. Briefly. Yes, briefly, but please consider the consequences of your actions, my lord, before you do them. Now, let's begin the orientation. Do you remember what Form BTK-95 is for? I want to say a torture tool damage report. No, it's a place that should be on fire. It's not on fire report, let us review. You struggle to pay attention to Vendre's lecture. More than once, you find yourself staring at the floor, thinking about the next video game you want to get on Earth. Of course, each time you're caught not paying attention, Vendre will start at the table loudly with his tail to bring you back to the education at hand. He also goes into a long explanation about his role as chief of security, how his forces patrol the underworld to maintain order, and the various boring documents they fill out on a daily basis to do so. When Vendre had finished his spiel and mini policy documentary, all you want to do is to get out of the office and start beating your crew. Your portal opens upon a mayor's workshop. It's one of the main office floors that comprise the never-ending soul-crushing depths of the underworld. Bright round orbs of light hover in the sky-high ceiling, illuminating the entire area below. The space can be likened to a hangar filled to the brim with containers and machines. Most powerful air vents stand where one would expect windows to reside. But then again, there's nothing that exceptional to see in the underworld, at least for you. As you walk towards the cat demon, standing over his workbench, you recall your youth. You visited this place several times while growing up. A man would always give you the nearest toy he had created, which regularly ended up with him receiving an earful from your father. When you were older, you learned that the toys were actually experimental weapons. Still, you found Mayor to be amusing, and now you have a chance to know him on a professional and personal level. Small spider-shaped robots scurry around the workshop, carrying pieces of metal wires and other technology you did not recognize. They are working to organize materials in the many large cabinets that line the workshop walls. The demon cat has yet to notice your presence. Instead, he is hands deep inside the back of what looks like a modified fridge as he yanks random wires from the machine. His translucent arms float above him to take notes. The sleek appearance of the magic-infused metal always catches your eyes. No other demon in the underworld possesses such a device, and only a mayor knows how to work them. He tapped Amir on the shoulder. Hey, what are you doing? Ah, intruder. A spider-bot all turned towards you. The unmistakable hum of their blaster charging echoes throughout the warehouse. Amir, it's me. He waved to the demon general with a laid-back smile. Oh, Lord Kobu. Retract your command. A loud ping echoes throughout the workshop, and the spider bots return to their original task. I'm surprised to see you here today, my lord. While his floating arms tears off the note it was writing earlier and readies itself to jot down something new. Then Vendre sent out a memo that I'm coming over. Did he? I've been so busy working on my invention, I hadn't checked my email. Well, I'm just visiting the general to get to know you guys. This is my first day and all. I want to know what makes you guys tick, so to speak. I see, if my lawyer wants to know about me, I have my specs right here. Display specifications. A large screen descends from the ceiling and turns itself on. It shows what looks like a blueprint of a man's body. As you can see, I'm made out of 90% carbon, 5% demonic energy, and 5% mystic metal. I function on a diet of lemon soda and fish sticks, and in terms of reproduction, I have a... Well, hold it. I didn't literally mean what you were made of. I just want to talk and to pick your brain a little about your job. Would you like to display the contents of my brain for you, my lord? I can get a machine to show you to save my brain in little time. A weak smile forms on your face. Okay, Omer, let's start over. What are you working on there? Ah, yes, I received a call earlier asking if my refrigerator was running, and that I should catch it if it was. So I was performing a full diagnosis to see if my fridge had gained the ability to run and to investigate what component gave it that new ability. And man, that was a prank call. Someone was just trying to trick you. Oh, so my friends didn't learn to run. So my friends didn't learn to run yet. My ears droop upon hearing the truth. I mean, you could make it happen if you want to. Yeah, I can make it run after the souls and trap them in a black hole that sends them back into the never-ending cycle of running and getting trapped. His floating arms ate fast and jolt down to his thoughts. You're relieved that the general bounced back so quickly. Got to say, you have a lot of stuff here. Yes, I need them to fix and modify the torture machines we use, since souls tend to become accustomed to their torturing over time. We need to change their hairless experience every so often. Although it sounds like that would take up a lot of resources and effort. It does, which is why I came up with an idea. As you know, we already have experience protecting the memories of souls. So what if every few hours we remove the soul's most recent memory so that the soul does not remember the experience of their torture? Then we can recycle the same torture method. Exactly. So why aren't you doing it then? I want to propose it with the research committee, but it's been stuck in the pending phrase for over 100 years. I just need to test the prototype somewhere. I might be able to help. What if I grant you permission to test it in a few souls in the physical punishment zone? Really, that's all I will need to get started. Then we have a plan. I'll put it through after I'm done with my visit. I must get back and check on the device. Excuse me, my lord. A man gives you a fastidious bow and rushes off towards one of his many cabinets to find his next machine. This is the right time for you to open the portal to head over and visit Fortress. You step into a brightly lit break room. The smell of coffee and baked goods that used to be here at some point still lingers in the air. On the left of the room is a table that holds the instant mixes, creamers, and sugars that workers use. The table itself is sustained with telltale ring marks on the many drinks that were created upon it. You are drawn to the back by the smell of pepper, the kind you have smelled so often in Fortress's home. Back then, you would train your combat skills with him on the weekends. At the end of a long day, he would make a big feast that incorporated his own blend of signature peppers for you and his giant siblings. You find a white-water demon lounging on a beaten-looking sofa while squeezing a spring hard grip. Fortis. Hi, boss. Get over here. Fortis volume. Whoops, my bad there. Boss, wait. Can I call you boss or you prefer I call you my lord like everyone else? Either way is fine, Fortis. You don't have to go change for me just because I got a new job. Heck yeah. Boss is then. Now that's a title for someone with power. So what's made you want to have this face-to-face meeting? I figured it would be the best way to get off on the right foot while introducing myself to you guys as the new Demon Lord. Well, look at you, being so thoughtful. So for formality's sake, what do you normally do around here? I know you want the physical torture era, but I bet there's more to it than just that. Heck yeah, there's more to it than that. I want a team of torture demons. That means coming up with new torture techniques and planning out the work schedules so my staff can keep busy. We demons may be tough, but wear and tear happens if you keep pushing your team or yourself too hard. Besides, you can't grow muscles without rest. Makes sense. As the second oldest general out of the lot of them, you got any ideas for improving your work? Heck yeah. I recommend we start everyone on a protein-only diet. Come on now, seriously. Ben, you've got to keep trying. Me? Fortis stomps his foot on the hardwood floor. You can't let a cushy CEO job turn you into a bald flab. Fortis volume. Fortis cost. Right, don't think your underlings are loyal to you out of love alone. We're all demons, creatures born from chaos and manage chaos. The reason the demons serve the demon lords is because they know he is the strongest there is here. If you start showing weakness, someone's going to get the bright idea they can take your place. That's why I'm doing this. If I can sew, I can make the demon world, I can make the underworld better, then now I'm just as capable as Pa. You will be. You got to believe your mind's muscle. Huh? Believe me. Okay, I believe you. Move on, maybe you'll be interested in one idea I have for advertising the underworld to the people on Earth. Like rerunning those old dream ads. Nah, those won't work. People don't take dreams that seriously anymore. I'm thinking of spreading fear among the underworld using the internet. You can do that with the internet? Well, yeah, what do you use it for? Stuff. Does Vendre know about this? I'll let him know later. It's one of the perks of my position. I want then I'll help you think up an idea for the ad video, and I'll ask Knox about helping you out. Maybe I can do a training video, show how powerful our demons are. That'll just scare those mortals down the right path. Sounds like a good idea. Glad you like it, boss. We're all set then. Sweet. I'll catch you later then, boss. I got a group cardio session with the next batch of torturers before their shift starts. I thought you only torture souls. Hey, team exercise is good for morale. You might want to consider doing some too. You're getting a gut. It's a dad bod. People find it sexy. You're not dead yet, boss. Fortis springs up and waves goodbye before opening a portal to leave. Right. All that's left is Knox. I wonder where he's going to be. You cast open your portal and step through. My office. Why am I back here? You see your desk right across the room. Walking over, you sense something off about your table. It's like looking at a line of somewhere in the middle. Someone drew another line on top of the first, giving your table a feeling of disconnectedness between the left and right side. Knox? Something similar to ripples like water in mid-air, revealing the last of your generals. Welcome back, my lord. Knox, what are you doing here? You sent word that you wanted to see us generals in person, so I thought I would come over to save you the trip. Thanks. But you didn't have to. I was actually looking forward to seeing how things are outside the office. Apologies, I'll make a note of that for the future. As you walk over to your desk, you notice a stack of papers that weren't there before. When you sit down, there's a sticky note attached to say paperwork. Here are the forms requiring your review and approval. I started you easy with just 1,000 documents to read, Vendre. P.S. My position about the underworld as a beacon of judgment since the days of your father still stands. Vendre. I'll go look at the journal real quick. Amar is a self-proclaimed genius of the underworld. Pa's dad created him, which makes him the third general to be created by the demon lord's past. The dude's mad about tech and machinery. He's always looking into how things work and how he can upgrade his own inventions, although he can go overboard sometimes, and when he does go off the deep end, he commits to it. Once I asked him to recreate this console I saw on Earth, but he made it into a flying drone that blasted lasers every time I pressed a button. I just wanted to play Bowser's Odyssey. There's a word for those of us who live and work in the demon world. In the underworld, demons. It took great-great-grandpa thousands of years of PR to get the people from Earth to have the word stick in their own mortal lexicon. I heard they ran nightmare ads among famous philosophers and poets back then. I've seen some of those old ads. It's usually a demon in a bow tie going, sinners beware, stay off the path of righteous living, and you'll win a free trip to the underworld with your personal torture demon to torment you for the unfathomable eternity of nonsense itself, which is then followed up by a free tour that may or may not mentally scar the fragile mortal. Fortis and I are close, like he's a demon I can have a drink with any time. Great-grandpa created him and his brothers to help guard the underworld from any so dumb enough to attempt escaping. Despite his single head, he's actually a Cerberus demon. Anyone who dares to point that out will be punched into next week. His greatest passions are working out, getting others to work out, his brothers. Heck, sometimes I've been so lucky to have been roped along into his cruel training regimen. His always exercise just enough for avoiding him during his workout highs. That's the info so far. What's L for? What's L for? You turn your attention back to Knox. I say take a seat, but I see you brought your own. Knox responds to your attempt at a joke by blinking with a blank expression. His blink synchronized with each eye. It's a joke because you're floating. Never mind. Knox floats closer to the front of your desk and puts a webbed finger on his chin. Interesting, my lord. You tried to use common to connect with me. Now why would you make such a choice? Yeah, I don't know. It's just felt natural. Well, not know what is natural for a demon. Is the nature of a demon similar to a demon lord? Now, come back to me. We don't have the time for all of your questions today. Why will you answer me then, my lord? I want to know, what do you do as a general mental torture? The demons under me rely a lot more on our magic than say the demons of the physical torture area. We craft mazes and traps that inflict the most amount of suffering upon the souls. As you can imagine, it is very taxing on our psyche as well. Is there anything I can do to make your jobs easier? Don't mind us, my lord. We live to serve the ruler of the underworld until death deems it necessary. I see. Tell you what, will you be open to working with Fortis on an ad for the underworld? You might need someone to help him run the recording. If that is the demon lord's command, it shall be done. Well, you have any ideas for a video? How about a video with the gentle sounds of rain falling in the forest? Then we play a very subtle recording, almost like a whisper, repeating the many terrible tortures we do down here. Then it'll be buried in their unconscious forever. I see. I see why you're the general for mental torture. All right, let's run it with it. As you command, my lord, I will not fail you. Is there anything else you want to say? Well, if you're asking, why exactly am I a frog? Minister answers someone Knox's question with some half-baked answer until he is satisfied and returns back to his post. Even before you became Demon Lord, speaking to Knox has always been a brain scratcher, although you don't really know if you are even making sense. The frog keeps coming back to you to ask what you think. Satisfied with the meetings you have done, you end the trip by approving Amir's machine testing. Still, there is a nagging sensation that you forgot something, but you're not sure what. You decide to ignore the feeling and get back to the tedious part of your work. It takes you the whole day just to make a dent on the massive pile, but progress is progress. The initial burst of energy you felt when you started tackling the paperwork dwindles away as the hours pass. The pile of finished work is still casting a shadow overhead. Even one complaint report takes hours for you to go through. Still, you soldier on. You regret the 20th report from the pile. A strong vibration rumbles beneath your feet. The pile of incomplete paperwork shakes, almost toppling over. What is that? A portal opens in front of your desk, and a furious-looking Vendre steps through. My lord. Oh, Vendre, I'm doing my job, okay? You don't need to check up on me. How can you be so calm? What happened? Vendre snaps his fingers, and a portal opens next to him. Amir is the first to step out of the portal. Amir? Amir looks at Vendre, then to you with a dazed expression. Who's he? Vendre smashed his forehead. That's our leader, Lord Kobu. Oh, right. Hello, Lord Kobu. Amir, what's going on? Well, I tried out this new machine I invented just now at a place where the demons do workouts. The physical torture zone. Yes, that. This machine just, what's the word? I can't remember. Exploded. It exploded. Both Amir and the demons caught in the blast all have selective memory loss. It's a train wreck out there. There are a dozen demons with no clue about what they were supposed to be doing. Some even got convinced that they should be tortured while the souls use the machines. Amir blinks emptily at Vendre, then back at you. Don't worry, the effects will wear off in a few hours. Was it a few weeks? Years? I don't remember how long I set the machine to. He looks back at the fuming Vendre. Have you always had a throbbing vein on your forehead, Vendre? Vendre ignores Amir. It's utter chaos, and what else do I hear when my men go down to deal with the problem? There's more? Your words struggle to escape your throat as the rising fear holds your linguistic skills hostage. Wait a minute. Your words struggle to escape your throat as your rising fear holds your linguistic skills hostage. Vendre snaps his fingers again to summon a new portal. This time, Fortis and Knox appear. Lost Dog Demon is covered in foxy footprints while Knox has huge bruises all over his small body. What happened to you two? It was a creative dispute on set, boss. He wanted to do his workout idea, but I told him you already approved my review video. No, he approved my idea first, so that takes priority. Quiet. These two were at each other's throats, literally. All the other staff were too busy watching their shenanigans to work. Some of the souls attempted to escape, and now I have demons running about trying to catch them before they make it to the gates. This is what I warned you about, my lord. Now, what are you going to do about this? Your mind draws a blank. I feel that you have single-handedly started the breakdown, and the underworld fills you with an immeasurable amount of dread. Your eyes dart about searching for someone or something to help you. Mayor, he's still in a daze and appears unsure of where he even is. Rabble Fortis or Knox, the two are too busy staring daggers at each other. You are alone in this, and you don't know what to do. Vendre seems to sense this and shakes his head. That's it, all you back to your post. Let our Lord contemplate the next step, whatever projects you were given, they're canceled indefinitely. The other generals nod and exit the portal. They carry out their orders. Vendre looks at you one more time, and you feel the scorn of his gaze fall upon you. Do you see what you did? How could you let it happen? Hey, lay off, okay? I didn't know any of it was going to turn out like this. It's your job to know. That's why I was against you trying to bring into juvenile ideas. Look at what happened. Watch your tone, Vendre. I'm saying this for the good of the underworld. If you're half the leader your father was, you'd hear my warning and stop before you made things worse. Get in line. It takes everything out of you not to just throttle Vendre with your powers. No. You say so softly. It's almost a whisper. I'm not going to give up just because of one setback. Well then, I'm not going to let the underworld fall, not even because of you, my lord. Squeezing the report in your left hand, you feel your claws penetrating the already thick papers as they begin to bury through into the palm of your hand. Vendre opens the portal and turns to leave. The moment the portal closes, you slam your fist onto the table. Damn it! Damn it! The sadness and anger that has been boiling up inside you threatens to spill out into waves. Yet you still tell yourself to keep it together. Keep it together. I'm the demon lord. I'm not. Damn it. You spend the rest of your time contemplating your mistakes. Whatever determination you had left flickers like a dying matchstick. Still you march on, hoping to prove Vendre wrong. Thus begins your tumultuous relationship with your second in command. Meetings with Vendre turn into more of a competition of who could press their thumb over the other more strongly. I say a longer lunch break would do everyone some good. No, 30 minutes has been the way for years. You're turning the workers into slobs. It reaches a point where it seems like he just purposely disagrees with you if you ever try to do things outside how your father ran the company. That's not to say your ideas were effective all the time. What's wrong with me approving a proposal for a new vending machine in the mental torture zone? Did you check the list of items they requested for that machine? One of them is Hypno's chocolate. That thing's going to make half the staff fall asleep. Oh crap. Despite the efforts of the other generals to show you some compassion for your words, Vendre's resistance somehow feels overwhelming. It eventually becomes harder and harder to try to do anything new. Going to work is more of a drain on your soul. And at some point, you begin to wonder, do you want this job anymore? Before you know it, 5 years have passed. Here's something new for Knox. Knox, another name for the night. He was the last general to be created. Palm Mayhem. Yeah, I never saw them close with each other. Maybe it has to do with how he's often asking questions and don't really have any answer to them. The other generals don't seem to be interested in his questions. Guess that's why he bothers me with them most of the time. At least he's pretty dependable and skilled. A little too skilled. I just can't beat the guy in any 2P matches. Before you know it, 5 years have passed. My lord. Ugh. The soft voice, instantly recognizable as the second command, rings throughout your office like Kimball's crashing against your ears. You raise the handheld console you were using before Vendre was so rude as to interrupt. Vendre is fuming. his hands balled up tight and shaking with a building rage. My lord, just go away. I'll be there. You wave him away. Vendre lets out an angry scoff and floats towards the door, slamming it shut as he leaves. With peace and quiet having resumed, you place the handheld console upon the table and sit back. You glance over your table, piles of paperwork have stacked up, all awaiting your review and approval. In the far right corner is a photo frame of your father. Grandpa, it's been 5 years. When is this job supposed to get easier? You found the photograph and slumped over the desk with your head buried into your paws. This job has slowly been eating away at you each and every day. You pull yourself up and open your portal. Better get there or Vendre will blow a blood vessel. You make your way to the meeting room. A dry mood fills the meeting room, despite Vendre tapping away at the table in frustration. All eyes turn on you as you enter the room. Hey gang, let's get this meeting started. Okay, I'll just take maintenance then. I'll take attendance then. Someone killed me. Mayor, we know who's here. Can we just skip this? Never, my lord. We have to follow procedure. 70% of our successful meetings always start with a proper attendance call. Additionally, we cannot discount the psychological effect of an attendance call to a demon's attention and releases. Alright, just get on with it. Okay, so I'm Mayor, General of Technologies and Weaponry, am here. Knox, General of the Mental Torture, here. Fortress, General of Physical Torture, here. You plug your ears. Fortress, must you shout every time? The loudest is the strongest at roll call. There's also strength in silence. You calling me stupid or you telling me to shut up? No, Willie. Which is it? Pay attention, you two. Yes, let's just finish this, Vendre. Chief of Security, second command. Present as always. Last but not least, Lord Kobu, ruler of the underworld and judge of all mortal souls. Here. On the inside, you roll your eyes as your body nods towards the multi-limbed general. Amir then proceeds to read the previous meeting's minutes. The minutes reading goes on for a good half hour. Amir lists the decisions made last time. This solution includes adding more lava to the lava pit so that souls intended to cross them get burned easier. Amir's request for new tools for his workshop and rejection of Knox's request for a torture massage chair. Every general is listening intently to what Amir is reading. And that's it. Does everyone accept the minutes? I do. I still want to revisit my massage chair proposal, but I accept, my lord. Yes, let's carry on. Onwards with today's agenda. First of all, we lost 24 new souls last Friday. Reports indicate a few physical torture demons were drunk on the job. This is a disgrace. Never in thousands of years have we ever lost souls like that. The souls literally walked back to their bodies and came back alive. Relax, we'll get them next time. I made those out-of-state half-wits squat until their legs turned to asses. If Fortress had already dealt with the issue, why are we discussing this today? A man's eyes dart between Knox and Fortress as if to force him to speak. We then look at you and smile. He then looks at you and smiles nervously. Well, my lord, the demons were interrogated. They said they believed it was okay to drink on the job because they saw. A man taps his fingers on his notepad. They saw you. Vendre is standing up and pointing accusingly at you. They saw you drinking in the bar where you were supposed to be working. A chill runs through the meeting room as the others in the room avert their gazes. Leaning back, you cross your arms defensively, Your shoulders rise up, making you look smaller. Well, I could have sworn I wore a disguise that time. The demons look to each other, then back at you. Boss, it's not that you can't go drinking, but it might be best doing to avoid doing so during working hours. You set an example, whether you realize it or not. What? There's no way anyone really cares. I saw one of my underlings wearing a colorful floral shirt and sandals while torturing a soul. Good for comfort, but totally ineffective for mentally torturing a soul. I had to burn it to set an example for the others, show them how to do their jobs. You mean you burned the clothes or the demon? Both. The fog general yawns. He too appears to have lost interest in the meeting after saying his piece, but with knots it's always hard to tell. He's just hard to keep his guard up no matter the company's his wealth. Boss, is something going on with you? Do you need more time to get used to the job? Maybe it's performance anxiety. Yes, I can have a machine ready to look into your brain and let you physically punch out your anxiety in no time. Can we please stop talking about my issues? Your issues are why we're in this predicament in the first place. You lock eyes with your second in command. You know what? I've been listening to you. Now, argue with you since day one. You're always in my business. I have had enough. And Mayor, know this down. Vendre, I'm suspending your role as second in command until you learn to be less of a thorn in my side. The sudden outburst leaves everyone with their mouths hanging, especially Vendre. Vendre stands up from his seat, his protruding gut pushing the table to the side slightly. You can't. You growl at the general and slowly stand up. His eyes narrow towards you. I implore you, my lord, to reconsider. Vendre's hands are leaving dents on the table as he grips them for dear life. He decides to retaliate and say, cool facade the demon's putting up. I'm sorry, Vendre. I just don't think your management style is aligned with my vision for our company. Perhaps your techniques have fallen out of time. Vendre snorts briefly. Funny, I've never heard that complaint from any of the other demon lords before. Perhaps our lord just hasn't reached a caliber befitting of his title. How pitiful. His mouth and eyes contort into a wicked smile, a smile that makes you feel so small that you're still just running in the palm of Vendre's hand. Anger surges through veins until the blue flame above your head practically erupts into a tower of fire. Enough! Shit! You swing a hand in front of you and unleash pressure. A wall of invisible energy pushes down on Vendre's shoulder. The force is too much for Vendre to withstand. He falls like a sinking rock. The vibration of his fall topples Vendre's chair and it hits the general right on his head. Fortis covers his mouth to stifle his laughter while Mayor's extra hands pull out a camera to step forward what happened. Vendre silently picks himself back up and sits down without looking at anyone. Assuming the matter has been resolved, you take your seat as well. Can we just move on to the next agenda? Those in the room check their agenda seats. Right then, next on the agenda is long-term ratings. The team in R&D want feedback on a new sound they discovered. Reply to long messages online with a single word response. Fine. With that, the rest of the meeting goes on, although you struggle to contribute much to the discussion. Your mind is adrift and you'd rather be anywhere else but here. Still, you force yourself to remain somewhat aware until the end of the meeting. And that's everything for today's meeting. We'll meet again next week. Same day, same time as per the schedule. Until then, Nox is the first to leave, and just before Vendre goes, you both exchange dirty looks with one another. Once Vendre is gone, You quickly open your portal and take your leave. There's somewhere you need to be. Where is he? Vendre paces circling around the Demon Lord's desk, the very desk he's always been at the foot of, diligently serving his master's plans. Though usually calm and composed, the general is agitated to the degree after what happened in the meeting. How dare he strip me of my rank? Me, the first demon general, after many lifetimes of service. That insolent brat. Vendre slams the desk hard with his fist. The vibration causes the pile of documents in the photograph on the desk to fall. He grabs the frame and looks at the picture of the previous demon lord, eyes longing for the command of the superior leader. My lord, you will always be our true leader. The fates were cruel to take you away and to leave us with. Forgive me. I try to teach young Kobu, but he has cast me aside. Until now, every demon lord he served had given Vendre a sense of pride. He felt like he was the right-hand man and the greatest and most powerful being in all of creation. Oh, but how people can change. His stomach burns at the mere thought of taking orders from someone who's only demon lord by title and nothing else. His fingers creak as he considers all the lost potential in the underworld. Everything that Vendre worked to protect is crumbling away in the hands of this pathetic excuse for a demon lord. If I were a demon lord, I'd run this place differently. No more nonsense that would jeopardize everything we built. Demons will melt the torch of souls, and that's what they'll do, processing souls in and out. Then the glory of the underworld will be known to all. The mortals will learn to fear us demons again. If only I had a chance. Vendre's monologue is interrupted by the sound of the office door opening slightly. Who's there? Vendre opens his coat to reveal the monstrous mouth of his stomach. His second mouth begins to emanate an orange glow, ready to spew forth molten fire. Although there is nothing there, he is aware of a presence with him in the room, a presence that wants to speak to him. Whispers surround him in all directions. I see, so it's you. I've only heard stories, but your presence here is an honor. He returns to a neutral stance and stands in contemplation while looking at the desk. The room fills with a cold atmosphere. Vendre, a stoic pillar in the lifeless space. His eyes widen and become milky gray. He continues to speak although no one is there. Yes, of course I can deliver. Help me be the demon lord, and I promise you won't regret it. The cool atmosphere was gone and a thumping heartbeat. Vendre's eyes return to normal as he looks around somewhat perplexed. His memory of the past minute is a bit foggy, but he feels a strange confidence in himself. Confidence and a sudden stroke of brilliance. He leans into the seat and steeples his fingers together. A wide smile grows across his face, which also reaches a gaping mouth and his stomach. Yes, this will do nicely. Behind the door of the demon's lord office, a host knocks, sits waiting on the other side. He hears the sound of Vendre opening a portal. Without saying anything, he clothes himself in invisibility and retreats into the saddles. You stand in silence over a river bank, illuminated only by artificial light floating in the sky. As far as the eye can see, there is only the gravel beneath your feet in the dark river before you, leading deeper into the darkness of the underworld. This is a special floor. You call it the last floor. A misnomer, as there is no last floor in the underworld. Instead, it is the final resting place of all demon lords. It was here that you attended your father's funeral. You listen to the murmur of the running river water. Remember the day you held onto the boat that your father's body was placed in. Pa, I don't know if you can hear me, but I've been messing up pretty badly. Your heart aches as thoughts about how you haven't changed one bit from the weak little demon that stood by these river banks before. I really wish you were here, Pa. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm really wondering if I will be the first demon lord ever to quit, if that's even possible. You hear the sound of a portal opening behind you. Boss, you turn around and see Fortis and Amir side by side. We were concerned about you, Lord Kobu. Overwhelmed by tiredness, he could not even fake a smile. Sorry I made you guys worry. I just wanted to come and take in the scenery. Oh no, you can't say that after the scene you pulled back in the meeting room. I say this for myself, but Vendre deserved it. That demon is always going on and on about regulations and messing with my creations. Amir. Fortis approaches you and puts a hand on your shoulder. Where's your fire, boy? Where's the demon that I trained when he was just in diapers? Where's your fight back? I don't know, Fortis. Maybe it's gone. Maybe I never had it in the first place. I can help you look if you need help. Amari steps in next to Fortis. Finding things is a lot easier with more hands. His floating appendages rise up and wave to you, despite being bogged down by your sullen state. A small smile breaks through. Thank you for the offer, Amari. Thing is, I'm not sure finding the spirit to fight back is enough to keep me here. It's not just a mistake. I don't know if I have any purpose in this company. You want to quit? Aye. Fortis suddenly pulls you into a bear hug and burrows your face into his chest. Yeah. You can't give up, boss. Fortis, you're suffocating our lord. Amara grabs hold of the larger demon's arms with all his hands and tries to pull him away, but Fortis is just too strong. You're you, and you're going to have a hard time becoming demon lord, but you shouldn't see yourself as a failure. You just need to keep trying and you'll get it somehow. Fortis frees you from his hug and you pull your head out of a loud grasp. Man, your cologne is strong. Cologne, I don't wear cologne. You take a few short breaths before continuing to speak. Fortis, Amari, thanks for worrying about me. I think I have to think long and hard about all this. We'll be here for you, my lord. Yeah, give it some time. At least you're willing to think about it. You start by maintaining a small, hopeful smile, knowing that your allies do care about you. What do you say if we go back to my office and just play a round of go-kart racing with some drinks? I'm game. I beat all your butts. Now if I get the blue star first, you open a portal and the three of you head for the office. The moment the three of you step into your office, you sense a heavy tension in the air. Vendre is standing in front of your desk with his hands behind his back. Vendre, what are you doing here? Vendre observes you with a stoic face, yet there is something about his eyes. The way his eyes are fixated on you portrays his preoccupation on a single thought, one that you are unable to tell. Now is not a good time to look for trouble with the boss, Vendre. Another portal and Knots appears. Knots, why are you here? Vendre summoned me. He said there was an important announcement. Got the journal real quick. Of all the jobs in the underworld, being demon lord is the most boring of all. Ever since Prologue revolutionized the system, there's nothing to do but file paperwork. Golden Meetings approve new torch attendees. Golden Meetings announced that we have new office printers. Go to more meetings. Review every single demon's work performance. Go to more fucking meetings about the next meeting. Why are there so many fucking meetings? Yes, it is a very important announcement. I wanted everyone to be here. From behind his back, he pulls a short scepter. It's left made from solid gold. An enchanting blood-red ruby sits at the top, cleansed within Vendre's demonic claws. Vendre's eyes glow a haunting yellow, and a strange surge of power crackles through the air, originating from Vendre's scepter. Vendre, where do you get those? Yeah, quit fooling around with your toys and give the boss's office back. I don't think so. That babbling slacker has wasted the underworld's time and will tarnish the title of Demon Lord no more. Vendre, you don't want to do this. Vendre points the blue sphere at you, and a bolt of lightning fires both, the blast moving with such speed you have no time to move. It hits you square on the chest, sending you flying back. You slam against the bookshelves behind you, gasping, and the force knocks the breath out of you. Treason. The opposing demon rushes for the second in command. Vendre sees their approach coming, taking a bag of coal he keeps on his belt and throwing it into the gaping mouth that's part of his stomach. Useless. The demon's stomach opens up its head, and a bright fireball fires from the abyss's belly, hitting Fortis straight on. Fortis staggers backwards and falls to his knees. But he was never that strong before. Fortis clutches his stomach in pain. A bright pool of blood forms around him. You struggle to pull yourself up. Through blurred eyes, you see Fortis injured. Fortis, whatever happened to Vendre is no joke. Even the physically strongest of the generals couldn't stand back up from that attack. You fight through the stabbing pain coming from where the blast hit you on your chest and managed to stand up. A man, looking confused, pulls out his gun at the second command. Enough of this, Vendre. Go ahead and try. You don't understand the power I wield. As long as I have this scepter, I'm as powerful as any demon lord. Just shut the fuck up. I'm a demon lord. You said so yourself plenty. You extend your hand and apply pressure upon Vendre. But only a weak wall of energy falls upon him. His voice is no stronger than a regular mortal trying to hold Vendre down. What? My powers? Vendre easily breaks free and pressure with a wave of his scepter. Huh? Guess an old war relic isn't so effective after a few thousand years, no matter. You're not. No matter, you're no more strong than a mere Hester now. Vendre looks over a malicious smile. You don't seem pleased. You should be glad. The man fires a shot from his gun, but Vendre quickly knocks the shot to the ground by spreading his scepter. Fool. Ah! No, just stop him, Knox. The fire demon does not budge from where he stands. Knox, what are you doing? He backs away and casts spells on the other two generals, effectively sealing them away from battle. No! Good. You see, Knox knows when he sees a real leader. Now for you. With his free hand he points at you. Lifting his scepter high in the air, he begins to charge a bright green ball of energy. Vendre steps forward, closing the gap between the two of you, the end of your own short-lived reign and life encroaching further. One, my lord. But you can't run. Your legs feel like sandbags. You don't have the strength to move them. For far too long you treat me like crap. After 1,000 years of service I gave it to every demon lord, it ends here. Today marks the age of my reckoning. He leans in closer towards you. Your time is over, Kovu. No one's going to save you, especially not them. If you're going to kill me, save me the boring monologue. Even when death stares you down, you still want the easy way out before I give you death. I'll make sure to beat into how much you're a fear of a demon. You raise a scepter, and your body flies like a rag doll across the room, smashing through the big cells. Vendre tosses you into the air again, firing a blast of green energy at you. Ugh. You scream in agony as you feel like your entire body set on fire. Collapsed onto the ground, you're unable to move. Vendre walks over to you, ready to plunge the sharp end of the scepter through your head. Die, Kovu. You feel time slow as Vendre's attack nears you. Mustering Whatever power you have left, you desperately try to open a portal beneath you. It does not matter where, you just need to get away. And intense heat emanates from the palm of your right hand. You yell as you feel as though the heat is consuming your entire right hand. A blue portal opens as you fall through. Vendre's skeleton misses you and smashes the spot your head was lying on. No! The next thing you know, you're lying face first in the middle of a street shrouded by darkness. I let out a forced breath of air. With second hands, you try to conjure up a portal, but nothing happens. Fuck you. Fuck you, but Drake. You collapse to the ground as your vision succumbs to the darkness. Two years have passed since that day. It's a dead night, and all those who reside in the town of Kimbleton are asleep. Not a single soul notices a sky blue portal opening in the middle of the vacant streets. A figure emerges and looks around, amused by their surroundings. So, this is where you've been hiding all this time. So that was a prologue for Where the Demon Lurks. And from the very start, I suspected Vendre was going to do something towards Kobu, because they have different styles of operating the underworld. Kobu's is more this relaxed, chill kind of a leader, and wants everybody to perform their jobs, but in a more easier and less stressful way. While Vendre wants, but he's more into efficiency. He wants everything to be efficient, and that means people having to work harder and getting few breaks. Now, I agree with Kobu's way of wanting his ideas of wanting the demons, the underworld. I agree with his ways of wanting the otherworld. However, the way he implements it is what making things not so good, because he basically lets other people do what they want, and then when he does that, then problems arise because people conflict with each other. Excuse me. So when he lets other people just do what they want, then sooner or later those people are going to class, because they say, well, the demon lord told me I can do this, and the other person say, well, the demon lord told me I can do this. So when that happens, it's going to be conflict, and the operation of the underworld will be at risk. So he certainly has a lot more to learn as being demon lord, and I think there's a balance between Kobu and Vendre that needs to be adhered. I still agree with both of them. I mean, yes, Drake wants the underworld to be run efficiently. Yes, people should be working and doing their best towards making the underworld functional and in punishing souls. However, I don't disagree with Kobu that it should be more of an environment where, yes, you have to work, and you have to work kind of hard, but it should at least be, excuse me, there should be an environment where people can get a breather and just get a breather, and so that way they'll be able to continue working. And when they do get breaks, when they come back from the break, they can perform their jobs better. So I don't think people should be lax in the way they work, but at the same time, they shouldn't be worked to the bone, being worked really hard, like what Vendre was. There should be a balance between the two. So Vendre tried to kill Kobu because he didn't like the way he was running the underworld, and plus he really did not like the Kobu asserting his authority as a demon lord over him. He apparently thinks that he's really the demon lord and everything but name, and that he's the one that really runs the underworld, not the actual demon lord, and the demon lord is merely there to just carry out what he suggests the demon lord do. So I believe in his mindset, Vendre felt himself as a leader and not really the lieutenant, the second command, that he gives the orders, and the demon lord who's supposed to run the underworld is merely the person who carries out his orders. However, that's not how it goes. The demon lord is the one who runs the underworld, not him, not Vendre. So Vendre tried to kill Kobu, and Kobu was able to escape before he was able to kill him. So here Kobu is in the mortal realm, and I don't know who that person is at the end, but that dog apparently has the crown, so like what angels have. So he must be from heaven. He's looking for Kobu. So next time we'll get to see what Kobu's life is like now that he's been forced out of the underworld. And sorry for all the coughing I made, So all the information for the games in the description box below. Thank you all very much for watching. Bye.